welcome back to the 8th concession. My name is Natalie. Well, the snow is staying on the ground. It's getting right into winter, so there's a chore we need to do today to make sure that our ladies, our hens, are ready for winter. Now, some people ask us, how do you keep chickens happy and healthy in the cold winters of Zone 5B, Southern Ontario? Well, I'm going to show you what we do regularly with the way our coop is designed, and then I'm going to show you the few extra things we do for the winter just to keep them warm and toasty and happy. When Craig built this coop for our chickens, he included some things that he knew would help them get through the cold winters. Now, chickens are actually quite capable of living in cold temperatures comfortably. They do better in cold temperatures than hot temperatures, but cold temperatures and minus 35 wind chill temperatures are two very different things. So what Craig did when he built this coop, you can see how thick these doors are. And that's because they're fully insulated. Just like our houses, these have insulation in the walls. There's also insulation here, there, everywhere in the coop part where they stay at night. So it's nice and warm in the winter. The doors are fully closable, so that we can close up the coop completely when it's really cold out. You can see back here, even the wall that closes up the nest boxes is insulated under here. Now both these doors open, and there's a screen that's down so they can have lots of air in the summer. And then Craig made it so the bottom part actually folds down on these hinges to make clean out a breeze. This, you can see by the thickness, is also insulated. It's also insulated in the coop under the floor and up above the ceiling. Now, it's important with chickens to not make it completely airtight, because one of the worst things for chickens is moisture buildup. So you can see we have some venting up here with hardware cloth over it so the pests can't get in, predators. I don't know if you can see, but it goes through to the other side. But even with all the insulation and ventilation that we have for the chickens, when it gets really, really cold, and I'm talking minus 35 Celsius with the wind chill, which will happen probably January, that's a bit cold for the chickens. So we do some extra things for them. You can see here we've installed something called a cozy coop. Now this is made specifically for chickens. It just radiates some gentle heat. Now there's no fire risk because it's made for this very purpose, but it just gives off some gentle heat. Now we only use the cozy coop when it is, I'd say, minus 25 Celsius or colder overnight. And when they're locked up here in their coop, it just makes it a little more comfortable if their body heat isn't enough to keep them comfortable. Now, there are two other things that we do to keep them comfortable all winter long, especially when it gets really, really cold. One is we have to make sure that their water doesn't freeze. So you can buy electric water heaters, but we've decided to make our own because they're really, really expensive. So Craig has come up with his own design. It's simply a Christmas tin metal, of course, and inside there is a light bulb. I'm never going to get this off, am I? Inside you can see there is an incandescent light bulb, 60 watt. There is a bit of foil so it reflects the heat. And all we do is set our waterer, and over the winter we use a metal one, on this, plug this in, and that keeps their water from freezing during the day. Now we do use a plastic waterer in the summer just because it's easier, but in the winter we use a metal one. We did try using a plastic one on this heater, but we found that because this was warm and the plastic got so cold that it cracked easily, so we switched to the metal waterer for the winter. The other thing we're going to do has to do with wind and snow. Now the way our coop is situated here, it is sitting east and west, so the far side there is the north, and that's where the bulk of the winds come in the worst of the winter. So we like to put up a bit of plastic sheeting on that side of the run so they can still go out during the day, but it cuts out the worst of the wind. And because the snow also comes from that direction, it also keeps the snow from building up in their run, so they can still go in there and scratch away and run around, because they don't seem to really like to walk on the snow. And one other thing is down at the bottom under our coop where they can get underneath, we put up boards on two sides, again just to cut the wind for them, so they have a nice place where they can hunker down when the worst of the winds blow, but it still allows light and sun to get in from two other sides. So those are our chores for today. We better get to it. So there you go. I'm in the coop with the ladies, and you can see that lets in light, but it really blocks the wind, and it's going to keep them so much cozier. We had a little bit to go around here just to the door. Now Craig is planning to come along with some thin strapping to actually nail it down over top of the plastic, because the winds will get a lot stronger as the winter goes on, and that'll keep the plastic from ripping. But he's going to do that probably this afternoon. But for now, the ladies are all buttoned up for winter. So there, chore done. And the ladies are all buttoned up for winter, and I know they're going to stay nice and cozy even when it gets its coldest. Bye for now.